Hi. Sorry for interrupting your lectures here in microbiology. And I'm Dr. Vij, and this gives me a lot of pleasure to speak to you all once more. And in the glorious tradition of Dr. Bhatia's Institute, we have an exciting news to tell that we have had all the three toppers of AIIMS from the Bhatia's Institute, and even the fifth ranker is a Bhatia student. And I have Dr. Umang Bhardwaj with me, and he has scored the fifth rank in AIIMS. Guys, wherever you are, please give him a big hand, and I'm sure that he's going to hear them in spite of him being on a satellite now here. And it's really heartening to know that our students are doing so well. And Dr. Umang, who is actually just still an intern, and he's worked so hard. And internship in AIIMS, I'm sure all of you understand, would have been a very difficult prospect to read and work at the same time. But then he's managed to find the time to work and to read. And yes, he definitely gives it to his luck also that it has given him the right kind of results, right? So without much more introduction, Dr. Umang, who is a student of a T&D batch, and he's here with us. Umang, what do you want to tell upfront to the students? They're all very excited to hear from you.
Like upfront, I just want to tell you that no effort goes waste. If you continually work hard and put your effort into that, one day or the other, your destiny, fate or luck is gonna give you the reward. Like there are three exams. There are 3 exams in every 6-month cycle, so that makes around 6 exams plus 1 NEET and 1 DNB, so like 8 exams per year. So I mean that we should not really worry about what's gonna happen at that day, whether I will be lucky or unlucky or what will happen, and just if we focus on our efforts only, then
one day the efforts
one of the 8 days it is gonna click in a year.
You guys have started so early. Some of you are in the third years and in the final years, and you start so early, and I'm sure Umang's luck is going to help on you. Right. So Umang, can you tell us what was your method of reading? How much time did you take out during internship to put forward, for your preparations?
So like, I am kind of guy who just counts the number of hours, because I think that's the only parameter of my work that I can really gauge. So I give around 6 to 8 hours per day daily, and in the last 1 month I tried to give like 10 hours daily. And yes, in the last one.
But then you would have been very excited after your final year results, and maybe 1 or 2 months went off in the settling down internship. When did you really? My question is that when did you start really reading those 4 hours or 6 hours also? Which time of your internship?
Mostly from the 2nd month only. Like
that's what.
Like just when the T&D of the Bhatia started, I tried to cover subject by subject. Though I was unable, I was only able to cover only like 50-70% of the subjects with T&D. But I just tried to keep pace with them, and then cover whatever which was left. I tried to cover after the T&D. So T&D which got over in like August. So I just covered rest of the thing after that.
Right. That's very nice, Umang. And what I would like to ask is that you have done these 5 years of 4.5 years of training of MBBS, and then you got into internship. When you started reading for internship, did you start right from scratch? That you went from anatomy, biochem, physio, and did you start from that kind of reading, or did you pick up the questions, the important topics, and went back into the subject? What did you do? Because a lot of people feel that we should start from the scratch. We should start reading all the subjects up front, just the way they read in MBBS, and shrink it all that 4.5 years to 1 year. Did you do that?
No, my pattern of study was quite little bit different.
Yes.
Like I tried to incorporate both of these things. Firstly, I just want to cover all the things superficially, the whole subject, like each and every topic only superficially. So like if any single question comes from that, if it is very basic, I'm not going to get wrong. Okay. Then I went back to the previous year question papers in AIIMS.
Very important. Previous year question papers.
In AIIMS till only to November 15. After November 15 and May 16, the whole pattern really changed radically. It's changed.
Please remember, students, we always say last 2 or 3 years, you do not have to read all the MCQs right from the time of 1984. Please don't do that.
No, the pattern of the paper really changed. It's changed radically. Like there were only 10 image questions. The first second prof questions were only 60, but after November there were like 60 image based question in AIIMS, and from the first second year they gave almost 100 questions out of 200. So like the pattern really changed.
So keep up to date to the patterns and the last 2 years. What other exams did you give him? Like say if you have AIIMS, you're from AIIMS and you gave this exam, but then you were preparing. What are the standard papers did you revise? Like I would say AIIMS, and then any other exam like PGI, JIPMA. Which exam did you think these questions I should be doing? These topics I should be doing?
Like really, I only did for AIIMS separately. Other questions I used to do with the TND, which were given at the back of the guide.
Yes.
Which were given after the at the end of the theory of the guidebook. But the major thing which I concentrated on the things that I focused on TND most, because I knew that the faculty
is going to eventually give you all the questions.
Yeah, they are going to incorporate each and every important question for the first 5 years. I mean,
right. And which subjects would you say, Umang, that see all of us concentrate on medicine, pediatrics, and surgery, big subjects, but the marks and the ranks are based on the difficult small subjects. So, which subject do you want to say that internship? Please read biochemistry, opthal, those tough subjects, which I would feel myself, if I have to read again, I would feel these are the tough subjects. So what would you say are the tough subjects which should be done first?
Well, I say not the subjects, I say topics. And more importantly, I say just try to keep up pace with the TND. Like the TND is divided quite well. We have 3 weeks for pharma and 2 weeks for ops gynae and all. So like they have given the time equally and according to that, and try to finish your course in the TND only, so that you can do it. But the problem is that yes, the course will be left out. Like it's a call.
Nobody can ever finish any course.
Yeah.
Nobody can claim that I have completed everything. Yes.
No, it's a part of planning policy. You just something is gonna left behind in the end. So just don't worry about it. If the topic is really important, then make sure that during the revision the topic is done first. And in the revision part, which I begin by August, I started to concentrate more on the topics that were asked in the AIIMS. In the revision, I was not doing the whole subject again. I was firstly focusing on the topics and then try to revise the whole subject superficially.
Right, so that's coming back, doing the topics and coming back to the topics which you probably found them very difficult, and you revise them once more.
Yeah.
Right. So, how much importance do you think? How much help the TND course gave to you, which you did with us?
No, TND was really beneficial. Like it's like completed my whole preparation, and it was just as like the much needed end supplement, which just give you an extra edge. And like after doing TND, I need not worry about the various questions that were asked in the other exams except AIIMS, because I thought that yes,
some questions will be new every time.
Yeah, and
those 50 odd questions will be. The faculty also try to make some new questions every time. Yes,
and most likely the faculty must have included all the important questions that are asked in the 5 years in the TND. Yes. I have that kind of belief in the faculty, but so I knew that okay, they must have included all the
senior the faculty, the much more the experience.
Yeah,
play, right?
And they must have included all the important questions. So besides AIIMS, I never really tried to do papers of any other exams.
That's very nice. And how much time could you give to attending the Vibe and the CLT and the online series? Did you find time to do those?
I attended Vibe fully, but for the test series, I took separately mock test series of Bhatia of AIIMS, and I did 4 papers of that, which was kind of rehearsal just before the exams.
That's very nice. Yes.
And the important thing was that Bhatia's test papers are really based on AIIMS, and they are like best simulator of that exam.
Right.
I can say like none other comes really even close to that.
Right.
And for that, and the major factor was that I knew after doing those papers that yes,
I've done my basic preparation, done the topics. So you had this certain sense of confidence with them. Yes.
With the confidence, and the most thing I knew where I am going to fall in the exam. Like I knew, okay, 40-50 odd questions will be there in which I will be confused in the 2 options, and I will get really frustrated because I have studied that topic and I'm not able to remember it during the exam. So I knew beforehand that I have to keep my cool during those times. So that was
obviously even a topper like him he's confessing that there are some questions where the 2 options are going to, put you through a frustrating time,
Yeah.
and you have to pick up the one choice and hope that is the right one. So I guess your luck worked out,
Yes.
Dr. Umang. And what are you going to take? I mean, if I must ask, what is your, at a fifth ranker of AIIMS, what are you planning to take?
At right now, I am more inclined towards taking pediatrics.
Right. I'm sure you're going to do. And Dr. Bhardwaj, on the informal note, you are living in Delhi. Are you? You're from Delhi. Which part of the
No,
country are you
I
from?
am from Aligarh, UP.
All right, everybody, boys and the girls. There's a gentleman here who is from Aligarh, and he's going to be doing pediatrics in AIIMS. So I hope all of you have noted the address, right? And God bless you all. May all of you reach this place, and I can take your interview and make sure that all of you do very, very good in life and get good ranks. All right. Thank you so much, and congratulations once again.
Thank you, sir.